Hey, what's going on, man? Subscribe to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and comment down below and leave your comment on what you think, man. So look, something has to definitely happen before the whole white bands pulling up and all that stuff, man. The part when Dolph is pulling up in that Corvette, that camo Corvette, that part is where something was already going down. Like, that's why they don't want to show you that part. We need to see the footage. I don't know why they don't want to release the footage. They're definitely hiding something now because as every day goes on, we're finding out more and more details. People are starting to really, like, they starting to come out of the woodworks, and they're like, yeah, I was there. It's a lot of people that was there at that gas station that they seen Dolph is, and who they could tell you exactly who was there and what other cars was in the area. There was a lot of people at that Shell, just a kitty corner to the Makedas, and there was a lot of people there that was watching and everything, man. One of my first videos I dropped, I told y'all that it was a person that was recording at that Shell, and they was like looking for a pump to get gas at, but the pumps were full and they was waiting, and they seen when Dolph pulled up. They seen when all that happened, and it was weird. It was a long time before the shots and anything, man. So something happened in that back, man. Like, it's a lot of different situations. It could have been something as far as like he must have been there for that video shoot a lot earlier and probably walked in. He probably walked in normal, fine, and everything, but they could have gave him one of the cookies that was a bad batch. Like, they must have put something in there, some type of narco, something in the cookie, right? And he could have passed out and probably could have like hit his head or had some sort of seizure or something like that. And then they probably just went ahead and dragged him to that front by the window, and then made it look like the dudes came up and just boom shot him right there. They probably leaned him up against the window, because when you look at what Raven said, she said that he was right there and ducked that, like he was had his head down on it looking at his phone, and he was right next to the window, and she said that she wishes he would have looked out that window and looked right over to the right and seen. So they're saying that that's her saying that he was by the window. How could he be ordering at the counter, but then you're saying that when the dudes came up shooting, that he was by the right there by the window on their phone looking down? So how could you say that? And then the fact that it makes perfect sense where if they did do something to him inside where he passed out or whatever, right? Or they could have just went ahead and popped him themselves, and then they just put him by that window. And if his head is limp down and looking at his phone, you could just kind of set that up to where somebody could be already be gone and passed out or knocked out, and then you just kind of lean him up against the glass or something, or maybe even lean him up put him in a chair and lean him against the window, right, and have him looking at their phone like they're just there waiting nonchalantly, right? But the cameras, they're just like from the corner of the room, so you can make it look a certain type of way, like if they have to show that part of the footage, right? And the fact that she said that the people weren't shooting from long distance. She said that the shots came up. The lady at the register heard the pop, and then she ran in the back. And she said the pop wasn't heard until the people that were at the parking curb. If the people were at the parking curb and that's when the first shots went off, how could they already be aiming low and down? So that goes to show you that they did place Dolph right there by the window, like sitting down or leaning up against it or some sort of way to where when the shooters come up, they just like spray right there at that window, and then they had to put the rounds in him to make it seem like it was them that did it. And that's one of the things that could have happened. Another thing is the fact that Moneybagg Yo and whoever was chasing him, somebody was following him out that gas station. And when they were following him at that gas station, he could have probably, like, they probably didn't shoot yet. But then once he got out the car, and he went in, they were probably trying to shoot him. And they probably were following him in that white Benz. And they could have shot around through the door. And Dolph was standing right there. And then Maurice sees Dolph, or he just sees somebody and sees a shot come through the door, right? Then he probably shoots Dolph. And the brother's already in there, and he's like, no, that's Dolph, unlock the door. And they unlock the door to let Dolph in. And it's already too late, because as soon as they do that, that's when the other people come in. That could have happened, but I think another one would have been like if Dolph was already in there early to do that music video, and then they sent goons with Black Youngster and OG Bangwayne in the back where there's no cameras to make it to make like a robbery attempt. That's when they actually hit Dolph in the bathroom, in that back hallway. This is the one that I think could have been more likely. Dolph was there early for a music video, waiting on Snoop Bands and all them to pull up. And basically they sent OG Bangwayne, Black Youngster, and a couple guys, and with Maurice, through that back door where there's no cameras. Then they attack Dolph, do all that stuff, try to rob him, whatever. And then they drag him to the front and put him by the window, like I had just said earlier. When they put him by the window, then that's to make it seem like what that story they're telling you, where they said that he was in the corner on his phone. Well, what's the corner? Where all that glass is. Look at the corner of Makedas. They said he's at the corner on his phone where all that glass is. So that doesn't match the story of them saying that he was ordering at the counter, and then the people was running up to the door, and they're making it seem like Dolph was standing at the counter and the lady's right there in front of him at the register, and like she looks over the shoulder, sees guys running, and then doesn't say nothing until she runs off and doesn't say nothing, and then they shoot. And right before, they said, dude said, get down. Like, so you're telling me if some guy came out the manager's office and said, get down, that means he was watching the cameras the whole time. So that guy would have known exactly what happened. If that guy that Raven's brother said in the interview, get down or whatever, that guy, whoever said that at that manager's room, he must have been watching the cameras the whole time. That's the guy that immediately went to try to edit the cameras. That's the camera guy, basically. So where was he? Was he even paying attention at that time? Because Raven, by saying that, is making it seem like he was back there watching the cameras. And if he was back there watching the cameras, he would have been able to tell you exactly how Dolph pulled up and how those guys pulled up, and if he was being followed or not. And that just goes to show that it's a lot of, like, somebody should come up with a clear story, because they keep changing their story. That means they keep lying to people. So we're tired of this cookie shop lying to everybody. And we want to get justice for Dolph, man. So if you support Dolph, go ahead and comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Yeah, so go ahead.